Good.
What made you decide to come to film school?
I decided to come to film school because it was something that was always really interesting to me. Done a lot of work in sort of the acting side, and I wanted to try and perfect or develop my skills behind the camera as well.
How did you find the classes?
The classes were a lot more practical than some of the other schools. I went to sort of open days or had friends that went to those. My favourite was probably screenwriting. It was very task-focused rather than sort of theory based. Obviously we did a mix of everything, but you know, coming in and being able to write a new script or to pitch to the class a new idea that you've been working on was really, I don't know, it was fun. It really felt like you were working on something practically. Every week or every fortnight we were pitching new ideas or showing off new scripts or outlines. But yeah, you were constantly making and creating stuff, and that kind of goes across all the other classes as well. As much as I enjoy screenwriting, I'm not much of a writer. I'm not much of a, hey, here's an essay, write this thing, you know, break this down type. So, you know, having the classes focus on actual experiences that you will come across in the industry. You know, having it in that way was a good first step to being able to go to the industry after you graduate and kind of know what you're doing.
What were the other classes that you had?
Cinematography, directing, almost like a producing / first AD class. Post-production, sound as well, and sound recording, sound editing. You know, it was separated from the different semesters.
What sort of projects did you undertake?
Well, the kind of projects that we got up to, every class, you know, every week we were working on something new or something that was, you know, every class you're working on different sections leading up to some big film like your end of year festival film. Sometimes we just got to mess about with a camera and go off, and whenever we got to do that, like there was 2 or 3 of us that go off and we do like a comedy sketch, which was really fun, and I don't know, it's fun to look back on those ones as well. Yeah, being able to work on so many projects and all these sort of different tasks really helps you determine who you really work well with as well in the class. You know, ultimately once you come out of school with those, you know, and you graduate with those people that you worked really well with, still to this day I work with a lot of them on professional projects, passion projects.
And what were the tutors like?
What was really cool about the tutors that we had at Sydney Film School was that they were all sort of still working in the industry professionals. And so we were getting knowledge from these teachers that's up to date. It's the new way of doing things. And obviously, you know, a couple of them would go off and do actual gigs, so we'd get new teachers in, but it was actually kind of beneficial because you can be doing this one class and have 2 or 3 different opinions or perspectives on how it should be taught and what are the most important things about that department.
How was it working with a group?
I think one of the things I really liked about Sydney Film School was that compared to some of the other universities that I looked at, it's a much smaller cohort. And so you're really able to get the chance to work with everyone in the team at least once in different departments. It's really awesome to be able to work with people in an environment that doesn't feel competitive. It felt very collaborative. The school really invites a lot of different people at different moments in their life or from different backgrounds. And it's really, I don't know, it's just interesting and it's exciting to be able to work with people that you may have not worked with before in the circles that you were in.
Tell me a bit about your festival film.
Okay. It was called Bare Bones. It's a very sort of gothic romance. I wanted to challenge myself a bit, but also make it a little bit easier in the screenwriting phase by not having any dialogue and really working closely with the team to try and get everything across visually and working with the actors in terms of, yeah, still having a story that people can connect with and empathise with, and, you know, doing that with no dialogue. It was very fun. It was the first time working with a budget which is, that's another thing that's awesome about this school. You get a budget for the films you do, which I've heard about other schools, like big schools, professional schools that don't do that. So that's a plus. But yeah, first time working with a budget and a big team. I shot pretty early in the festival film block, so I had plenty of time to finish everything up. There's great facilities here at the school to get your film to a professional level. We had colour grading classes, we had the sound suite so you could professionally mix the film for both online and for cinema screens. Yeah, managed to get it all done. We had our premiere at the graduation, and since then I've brought it to multiple different festivals. We played in Canberra, we've played a couple times in Sydney. We won Best Picture last year at Play These Loud Festival, which was really awesome. Cash prize, let's go. Yeah, it's been really cool that I've come out of film school with a film that I'm really proud of and that I'm able to use to take that first step into getting more professional work. Yeah.
Did you feel that Sydney Film School prepared you for the industry?
I definitely feel like Sydney Film School prepared me for the industry. I think that it's a short course, it's very full on, and I think that going into that school with dedication and determination to get to that point where you're working in film is really handy. I think that there was definitely, I knew where my strengths lied coming into film school, and I had the chance to develop those as well as learn new stuff as well, which is really helped me out, especially now. I find, especially in marketing and advertising, what I'm working in at the moment, teams are getting smaller, especially for online content and smaller budget shoots. So being able to be an all-rounder on set really helps, and I definitely think that Sydney Film School prepares you for that. We had an industry week at the end of the course. That was really cool. We had a bunch of guest speakers come in. Baz Luhrmann's producer came in. It was really cool to have that industry week at the end of the course because it was that final little bits of knowledge that you needed in order to go straight into the industry as soon as you graduated, hopefully.
What sort of work have you been doing since graduating?
I'm sort of a mix of everything since I've graduated. I currently work on a marketing team doing video producing, so we're doing online content, television commercials, flying across Australia to film with these sports guys, which is really exciting for someone who likes sports. That's not me. I mean, it's still cool, it's still fun to brag about. With a couple of mates from film school, we wrote and produced a comedy web series that'll be coming out soon. I've worked on some music videos. I just did one for a death metal? Yeah, heavy metal, like a heavy metal band. I worked on that with my boss from work. That was crazy. Oh, and myself and Matt, who's one of the guys that was in the course with me, we just put on a comedy show for Sydney Fringe, which was really exciting because we got to sort of play around with doing some theatre stuff, doing some pre-recorded stuff on a TV. Yeah, it was really awesome, and we had the skills to be able to pull that off.
What was your favourite memory at SFS?
My favourite memory at SFS? I don't know. There's so many good memories. Being able to sort of mess around in tasks and have fun and I love working in comedy, and so we got to make this series of comedy sketches through different assignments. Being able to work with the guys in my course on that, and I think I'm more proud of those than I am of any actual film we made at school, just because it's something I can look back on and be like, those were the days. That was, I don't know, that was uni for me, was those guys. And the community of students. Try not to cry, that was really